The upcoming season. You're probably one of the biggest guys on defense out there. How important is it to come into the season with six, defensemen that know kind of what they're doing?
It's definitely should be one of our strong points this year. Over the past, we haven't really had too much experience coming back on defense, so we should definitely be a solid defensive core this year and one of the main backbone of the team this year.
And do you think you're going to be playing with Kessel, or has that been decided yet?
Right now, we've been skating together a little bit. We played together a little bit last year. It kind of jumps around as we go in the games, but me and Kessel did well together last year, so hopefully we'll see if we can get back together again this year.
And now with a new goaltender, Dick Umile, stepping in, does it add pressure to the defense to do that much more to help them out, especially during the first couple of games?
I wouldn't say it adds pressure to us, but it kind of motivates us more to kind of help him out and make sure if he has any nerves to start, that we can kind of back him up and help him out so he's seeing shots and not getting as many shots through.
And what's the main difference that you've seen between Foster and Dick Umile, or is there?
There's not. Foster was a lot bigger goalie, so he could kind of stretch more and make crazy saves. Dick Umile, I think he has better positioning maybe, and he has to be more positioned because he's not as long. And I think Dick Umile plays the puck a lot better than Foster did, so it should work out well for us.
And now you have a very experienced senior class coming in. I was telling Mike and Coach, you've heard their names Sislo, Thompson since their freshman sophomore years. So how important is that going into the season?
Obviously, leadership is definitely a big role in any team. And having six seniors this year, it should help our team out greatly, and just to show everyone how to get going during the games.
And finally, your incoming class, we haven't seen much of them. Have you been impressed with what you've seen?
Definitely been impressed. Defensively, we had two defensemen come in, and they look really good. Canodal's 6'6", so it's adding some size to our defense. But forward-wise, it's going to be pretty competitive up in the forward position, so we'll see how it goes, and it'll play out by ear during the season.
Obviously kind of a disappointing loss last year at the end of the season. What are you looking forward to most about this season?
Yeah, we're just talking about this year, and obviously we got a good group coming back. We think up front we got some ability to score some goals. Mike Sislo, Phil DeSimone, Paul Thompson, good younger players coming, especially our sophomore class. And then in goal is going to be the question mark, graduation of Brian Foster. But Matt DiGirolamo is going to be our starting goaltender, and we're real comfortable with him, and I think the team in front of him is comfortable.
And what's the biggest difference you've seen between Foster and DiGirolamo?
Well, he's smaller. He doesn't fill up the net like Brian does, but he's very quick, very reactionary, real fierce competitor.
You can talk a little bit about the defense. It's obviously really important to have a strong defense, and with having 6 returners that have played all year last year.
Well, I think that's going to be the strong point for us back there, especially for having Matt's comfortable with them, 5 experienced defensemen from last year, 6. So that should be one of our strong suits right there at defense.
And then also having forwards like you said, DeSimone and Thompson and Sislo, who have been in the headlines, since their sophomore year.
Yeah, they're very talented forwards. And Mike Sislo had a great year as a sophomore. Didn't score as many goals last year, but he's going to be playing on the wing with DeSimone, where Bobby Butler played, and I think he's going to have the Bobby Butler kind of season.
Yeah. And can you talk a little about the incoming class? And we don't know much about them.
Yeah, and I never pick out single anyone out, but I can tell you this: it's a good class. We're very excited about them. We got 3 forwards, 2 defensemen, and a goaltender. Our backup goaltender will be a freshman, so it's a good group, and we're anxious to see what they can do.
What are you looking forward to most about this season? You've been coaching for a long time now. Is there something fresh that
just to get after it again? And I enjoyed the summer with the family, but I want to get going here playing some hockey games.
Season. Obviously defense, you have some strong people, Blake, Campanale, things like that. Talk a little bit about that and how important it is to have a strong defense.
Well, I think it starts with goalie and defenseman, and it goes up from there. And I think that having 6 defensemen that played the majority of the year last year is going to be a huge key in their development and experience in helping our team.
And a little bit about Matt. We haven't seen much of him, DiGirolamo. Can you talk about him? Can you compare him to any goalies that UNH has seen before?
Well, I think he's a little different style than Foster, but he plays fundamentally pretty well, and he's really energetic, and I think he's kind of like Regan in that sense. He never gives up on a play, never lets an easy go.
And how is he different from Foster in that aspect then?
I think Foster, he's very calm, very collected, never gets upset, never gets rattled. And DiGirolamo plays a little bit with his emotions on his sleeve, and you know, I think that helps him.
And also you have a strong senior class coming in. I mean, we've been hearing since freshman, sophomore year about the Sislos, DeSimone, things like that. And Thompson even last year. Can you talk about how important it is for the offense to come in again strong?
Well, I think that's important to score goals, and you know, DeSimone and Thompson had big years last year, and hopefully, I think they'll have even bigger years this coming up year. So, we obviously look to them too for a lot of offense, and I think last year's freshman class, this year, being sophomores, there's a lot of guys that are going to step up and increase their roles, and as well as in the junior class. So I think there's a lot of guys that will produce a lot of offense for us.
And have you seen anyone in particular in the lower classes kind of step up this year already, or that you expect big game from?
I think there's a lot of guys. I think there's a lot of guys on our team that are battling for different roles and positions, and it's been pretty competitive so far. So we'll find out soon who's in what role, but everyone's battling before we start the season.
And can you talk a little bit about the incoming class? Again, we don't know much about them. What you've seen from them and what you're expecting.
Well, I think it's been good so far. They all work hard, and they're good guys. So I think time will tell what impact they have this year. But I think they all work hard, and they'll be good.